Hello and welcome to the University of Manchester's Results Day Live. Congratulations to everyone who has either received results today or over the past few weeks. You should be so proud of yourself, and if you're coming to Manchester, you're in for the best few years of your life. I'm Harry, and I'm about to go into my third year studying economics here in Manchester. We're also live here from the University of Manchester, where over the course of the next hour or so, I'll be chatting with other students, answering your questions, and showcasing our city and campus, as well as much more. Feel free to chat away in the comments, and remember, if you have any questions at all, do let us know, and we'll try and answer them. We're also running a competition. Share your pictures or videos of you celebrating today and tag #HelloUOM, and you could get your own personalised mug, like these. But before that, I caught up with our new President and Vice Chancellor, Duncan Ivison, who has a welcome message for all our new students.
I'm Duncan Ivison. I'm the President and Vice Chancellor of the University of Manchester. Welcome to our university. I know you might be feeling a bit anxious and unsure about what awaits you here at university if you're joining us for the first time. The most important thing to know is that you belong here, and we want to see you succeed.
So my name's Harry. I just finished my second year. Starting off at university is always going to be a huge experience. For most of us, it involves moving hours away from home into a new city.
One or two top tips for new students coming to Manchester.
I don't think there's ever a student who's looked back at their first week of university and gone, I did too much.
For me, I think you have to be able to step out of your comfort zone and just explore everything and meet new people.
I'd say do a society. That's what made me the most friends.
I think be kind to yourself. You're always going to be a little bit behind where you want to be, and that's an all part of the process, and just celebrate all the little wins.
During Welcome Week, throw yourself into everything we offer you. Enjoy this amazing, beautiful campus, explore all the different societies and clubs, and make sure you avail yourself of all the services that we have available to support you.
I'm Oliver.
Oliver, nice to meet you.
Remember that there's a lot of support out there, but you need to ask for it.
We have amazing professors here and amazing people, so do use the resources well. Everyone's so amazing and great, and this was by far the best 3 years of my life.
But the most important thing is remember that you're here to enjoy a fantastic experience, and we want you to succeed. I look forward to seeing you in September.
I'm joined now by Aurora, who is a master's student in intercultural communication. Hey Aurora, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great.
Fantastic. So, I see you've been running the Instagram story this morning and answering the student questions. How's that been?
It's been really smooth, and I was so surprised that people are so engaged in our Q&A session, and they really want to know about our campus, know about the weather, or know about being an international student like me in Manchester. I'm quite proud of being a member of the University of Manchester.
Yeah. So yeah, you're an international student from China.
Yeah.
That's great, yeah. So tell us a little bit more about settling into life here in Manchester and how you found it coming to the UK.
Ooh, at first it was a bit hard because, it's really hard to change my mood into a very, very different cultural and language environment. So during my first week, I would say I can't understand most people because their accents are so diverse.
Accents like mine.
No, you're perfect.
Don't worry, guys. Not everyone sounds as posh as me. I'm definitely an exception to the rule.
Yeah, but I finally get it. I just try to involve in as many activities and events as I can in the university, and I found a lot of great friends. People are so nice and chill.
Yeah, it's one of those things in Manchester. Everyone is always here to have a great time and,
Indeed.
all approachable. So, of all the places in the world, let alone in the UK, why did you choose Manchester?
At first, it's about the academic reputation. Of course, the University of Manchester ranks really high in the world QS ranking. I think it's 32 this year. Yeah, and also I think Manchester is such a nice city to live. It's not very busy or very overwhelmed like London, or it's not like countryside, you don't have anything, you don't have the stores, you don't have restaurants, it's a bit miserable. So I think it's a very balanced city, and I'm quite glad that I choose Manchester.
Yeah, perfect. So I think for all our new students joining us here in Manchester, we need to address the elephant in the room.
Indeed.
You know what I'm referring to? The weather. The weather. There's no getting away from it. Manchester is known for being wet, and I presume coming from China, that might have been a bit of a surprise to you, the amount of potential rain we had during the year
100%,
here.
100%.
So, along with the rain,
Yeah.
how else did you prepare for life in Manchester and find sort of settling into the university as well as the city itself?
First of all, you really need to prepare a really strong and big umbrella to handle the rain and also the hail sometimes.
Yeah.
I remember it hailed 3 times a day once. But
It's one of those things in Manchester, you know, you'll look out of the window, 1 second it's sunshine, the next second it's snow or hail.
Indeed.
So whenever you set out in the winter months, make sure you're prepared.
you remember this, it's useful.
Yeah.
Was so quite
So,
strong then.
Yeah. I believe, am I right in thinking you've been doing some volunteering here
Oh
during the time?
yeah.
Yeah, so can you
It
tell
was
me
so
more about
fun.
this?
So during my first week again, in the Freshers Fair, I came across a society called Make a Smile. It's a society that we can dress up like Disney characters to accompany disadvantaged children. Last time I remember I dressed up as Queen Elsa. It was so fun, and we draw together, we play some games together, and you will regret it. Also, I was in a mermaid event as well. It's like we encourage children to swim because some of them may be afraid of the water, if that makes sense. And I also do volunteering for another organization called Master Tree. It's a charity helping homeless people and immigrants for them to settle in this environment better. And I found the volunteering is quite meaningful. It's not like, oh, you just do something for free. It's about supporting each other in this large community in Manchester, and also you can know many like-minded people. I met many of my great friends there.
Fantastic. So if you're going to provide some advice for a fresher looking to get into more volunteering at Manchester, what would you say the best route into that is?
The first thing I would definitely say, go to the Freshers Fair, go to the Society Fair, and you can find a lot interesting stuff that you are interested in, like I did. And another thing is you can go to our website, our University of Manchester's website, and you can find a lot of opportunities that we have partnership with. So it means the links are safe, and the university just provides this kind of connection to the organization or charities where you can just volunteer as you wish.
Great. Well, I imagine you'll be down in the Freshers Fair in the coming weeks.
Indeed.
Fantastic. So, if you're interested, come and say hi to Aurora or any of the other charities who will be in our fairs. Now, on to our next question. Do you have any specific favourite spots you like to watch live music here in Manchester?
Oh, live music. There are a lot, but my favorite would be, do you know Co-op Live?
Yeah, the
new
new
one.
arena that just got
Yeah.
built. Haven't
Yeah.
been yet, have you?
Yeah, I've been there once. It's so nice.
Yeah, would you definitely recommend checking it out then?
Definitely.
Absolutely. So, finally, Aurora, for you, what do you reckon life looks like for you after university?
Oh, that's a big question.
It is indeed. Take
Yeah.
a second if you need to.
Because I'm graduating soon. I'm just doing a 1-year master's course. So I plan to work first. At first, I really wanted to do a PhD, but I found probably I need to work in the industry to find the niche that I really want to work on. And probably I will do a PhD after working for 5-10 years.
Fantastic.
That's my plan for so far. But it may change anytime.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Aurora. And I believe we'll be seeing you later on in the show and also throughout the day on the Instagram stories.
Yeah, ask
So,
me any
yeah,
questions on Instagram.
Go for it. And then, yeah, fantastic. Great. So, up next, speaking of music spots, recent graduate Chris has visited his favourite music spots in Manchester as part of a mini tour.
Hi, I'm Chris, a former student of the University of Manchester. When I first arrived in this city, I was overwhelmed by the amount of music venues that Manchester had to offer. With a rich history of musical heritage, Manchester has been a breeding ground for the most iconic bands and artists in the world. Join us as we uncover the top spots where you can catch some live music and experience the magic of Manchester's music scene. The story begins at Band on the Wall. This venue is over 200 years old and is home to great musicians such as the Buzzcocks and Joy Division. More importantly though, Band on the Wall still shines a light on grassroots musicians all over Manchester and is home to touring global artists too. Just down the road, there is a flurry of brilliant venues on Oldham Street, including Night and Day, Soup Kitchen, Gulliver's, 33 Oldham Street, Castle Hotel. If electronic music is more your thing, then XLR is the perfect place for you to let your hair down. This club sits in Withington, one of the most vibrant student neighbourhoods in all of Manchester. A stone's throw away from XLR is one of the most popular student venues, Fuel. With its small capacity and DIY vibes, it's the perfect place to find your new favourite artist. Another Withington favourite is Cafe Blah. Come down here for live DJs, art exhibitions and even live screenings of films. Big Hands is another favourite among students. Here you can listen to underground DJs and musicians, and it's got a roof garden that's a perfect place to socialise. When it's not raining, that is. There is more than meets the eye at Feel Good Club. This queer-owned cafe has its own stage and regularly puts on open mics, showcasing local musicians and spoken word poetry performances. They even often run cabarets, and they have their own festival celebrating LGBTQ+ talent. If you want to see some of the biggest artists in the world, then you're in luck. Manchester has no shortage of huge venues. We've got the O2 Ritz, the Albert Hall, and the O2 Apollo. No time to cook before your favourite gig? Why not pop down to Yes and make the most of their half-price pizzas? Best known for their iconic pink room, Yes highlights the best up-and-coming DJ and musicians. Tucked under the railway arches, you can find student favourite Gorilla. Here you can find live music and grab a pint before your favourite gig. Closer to campus, the Bread Shed holds a wide variety of events, from brunches and comedy to live music and club nights. You don't want to miss out on visiting the Deaf Institute. The 19th century Gothic exterior is reason enough to visit. It has also launched bands like the 1975 to stardom and hosted Manchester legends such as Johnny Marr and the Stone Roses. And last but not least, we have Manchester Academy, with 4 great venues right here on campus. I hope you're excited to delve into Manchester's music scene, because today we've only looked at the tip of the iceberg. Anyway, I've got a gig to catch. I'll see you around.
Am I right in saying you lived at home during your studies?
Yes, that's right. I think, so I've been very independent even since like my teenage years. And so I know a lot of people move out to feel independent and to have that time away from home. But I've never felt the need to move away to feel that way. And so I think I had such a great time in feeling so comfortable because I'm at home and I have my safe people around me, but also going out to make friends. And I think that balance is really, really nice. So, and I live really close as well, so it's not really much of a commute. So for me, it was absolutely ideal.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So, what would you say you were most worried about when it came to joining University of Manchester? And how did you do to sort of ease these concerns?
I think the 2 main things were making friends, because you're sort of in a bubble in high school and sixth form or college, and you have the same people around you, and so putting yourself out there can be quite daunting. And then the other thing is I knew that there are quite a few elements to my course, so I study medicine, and I was just thinking and worried about how I was going to keep a track of all those different elements of the course. But actually, as soon as I started, it was like, oh, here's an email giving me a step-by-step explanation of how to do certain things and what assignments need to be due when. And then making friends was a little bit less structured. It was just completely natural. You just bump into people in the most random places, like in the queue at Freshers' Fair or in a class, or we had Zoom lessons at some point, so just randomly typing in the text chat to people you've never met before. So everything became very easy and was really natural. So yeah, despite being a little bit nervous, I was fine.
I think there's a lot of people who believe that, you know, you come to university and you're by yourself and there's no support, there's no sort of teacher sort of, you know, holding your hand throughout your day, but that's really not the case. If you're ever lost, needing help, whether that be with your accommodation or your academics, there's always people you can email or go and meet in your relevant faculties.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, specifically also when it comes to making those friends, those first couple of weeks in Freshers, there is so much going on, and I guarantee you'll find a good group of friends.
Definitely.
So, would you then say that, so tell us a little about what you do outside of your studies here at Manchester.
I think in Manchester there's so much to do that I get lost in chasing all these different opportunities. So from volunteering, for example, I volunteered for the Manchester Women's Association for women who had been abused. I also translated for them between English and Urdu at some point. And that's a really meaningful interaction. It really enriches your life and makes you feel very lucky for what you do have. And then onto like purely just fun stuff. I, through an event at the uni, found Code First Girls, and I did an 8-week coding course alongside my degree just for fun. And it was great. Like, it's so good. And then I content create for the uni, so I make, create, script, and record, edit videos for the uni for their social media pages. And for me, it's like a really nice creative outlet. And yeah, there's just so much to do that I think just putting yourself out there and taking on as many opportunities as you can is amazing. And societies as well. So I've been part of societies. I love going to ISOC events. I was part of the Young Academics Society. So there's a lot going on. There's a very like large buzz in the university and in Manchester.
So yeah, there's thousands of things you can be doing in Manchester.
So many.
So here's the next question. That's probably the most difficult one today. If you had to pick one thing, your favourite thing in Manchester, what would it be?
Whoa. I don't think I could choose one, to be honest.
Okay, go for two. I'll be generous.
So, I mean, because I've lived in Manchester my whole life, there's places that I thought I knew, but then experiencing those same places with friends and with like now lifelong friends is a completely different experience. So I thought I knew like the park, for example, but when I've like been there on a picnic in Ramadan or with my friends on like someone's birthday, it just changes the whole vibe of the place. And then equally, like I thought I knew Whitworth Hall, and then I did my Hippocratic Oath, which is when medical students sort of swear that they'll do good and that, you know, they'll take care of patients and do no harm. And now that's sort of ingrained in my mind as this completely different and beautiful place. So I think it doesn't matter what you do in Manchester, it's who you're with.
Yeah, absolutely. Sort of, there's so much to do, and you know, what you do with one person is completely different to another. So you just have to experience everything as much as you can, really.
Exactly. Some of my best memories are just sat on the grass in University Green with my friends, like.
Oh, absolutely. For those few brief days in the summer when the sun comes out, what happens in Plattfield Parks? Great memories.
Yeah.
Great fun. So, what would you say is your key piece of advice for any new students joining Manchester?
That's a great question. I would say channel all of your anxiety or nervousness into excitement, because it's so exciting to have the chance to study at university. It's so exciting to have the choice to study something that you're really passionate about and to be able to find new friends, and it's like a stepping stone to the wider world. So, you know, there's so much to do and there's so many fun things to do more than just studying as well. So just channel all of that energy into excitement. Prepare yourself, buy things for your accommodation, buy stationery, make life exciting for yourself.
Yeah. I mean, not to plug any businesses here, but that trip to IKEA before university, it's got to be, you know, one of the core memories for any university student. Key advice there is maybe don't buy wooden chopping boards because they go mouldy. Learned that one from experience in first year.
How do they go mouldy?
Anyways, on that note, I think it's time for the next question. Sorry to my flatmates. Anyways, how did you find managing finances? Do you have any specific tips you could share on budgeting?
I think there's lots of tips out there for budgeting, but I would say the main thing is to have a weekly spend limit and sort of plan in advance what you want. So if you're going to meal prep for the week, buy all your ingredients, do it all on one day. You don't have to cook for the entire week and you've got your food sorted. The Curry Mile in Oxford Road is amazing for grocery shopping. So you have Lidl, you have Poundland, Worldwide, Manchester Food Stores, like so many small independent like greengrocers and butchers and things on the Curry Mile. So I think that's a great place to get fresh produce and your groceries for the week. And it's very multicultural as well. You can probably find anything that you want. I think there's also WH Lung on Upper Brook Street. That's a really good supermarket as well. Yeah, so I would, and also part-time jobs. So the university has a careers page where they post opportunities, whether it's full-time, part-time, postgraduate, or internship jobs. And that's a really, really good place to find work and things to do alongside your degree. And the university themselves have working like roles, so for example in the library and like content creating like I do, us here right now. So yeah, yeah, there's a lot of ways to earn a little bit of extra money that you can just spend on yourself for the week.
Yeah, I'd say probably my couple of tips to add to this. During Freshers Week, the last couple of years, Domino's have had an offer of large pizzas for £5 a pop. And you know, I haven't done the maths here on the cost per calorie, but I think it's fairly incredible. So you know, if you're a pizza man, those first couple of weeks of university, absolutely fantastic.
I think everybody becomes a pizza person in Freshers.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, I don't think I was able to touch another pizza for about 4 to 5 months.
I think it's like a non-negotiable thing for Freshers to just eat pizza.
So yeah, what I'm going to say now is, what's August 15th now? Don't eat any pizza for the next month. Just get your bodies prepared for this. And yeah, great. Well, Humna, thank you so much for your time. And a reminder to the people watching us at home that we have staff managing the comments, so do ask any questions and please chat away. In the meantime, speaking of budgeting, many of our students do have part-time jobs, as Humna mentioned. In fact, we are also being paid right now to be here. So if you fancy being in the spotlight during your time at Manchester, get in touch. And this could be you in 2 years' time. Anyways, we're now going to watch a quick video as we interview a number of students about their part-time jobs at Manchester, and then after that we'll be showing you a quick campus tour of some of our most prestigious buildings.
My name's Tom, I study history and I work at Pets at Home.
So my name's Alicia, I do film studies and linguistics and I work in the cafe in the SU.
My name's Amy, I study biomedical sciences and I'm a student ambassador.
I'm Betsy and I study drama with English literature and I work at Turtle Bay.
My name is Ikra, I study speech and language therapy and I'm part of the library student team, so I work for the University of Manchester.
So my name is Sanjana and I'm doing the Masters by Research in Oncology and I work part-time at a dessert cafe. It's called Moonlight Desserts, and my daily job kind of includes being on the till, just like a cashier, and then sometimes if it gets too busy I also help with serving food.
I make the coffees, I cook paninis occasionally, and sometimes, now there's like a potato hut as well, I go and I like make the potatoes, although I don't really make the potatoes because I hate touching tuna, so I'm on like the tills.
Why did you decide to get a part-time job at uni? And then I guess the follow-up question about why did you get this one?
I think I sort of knew I needed a job, like financially, and then also just to break up my studies so I wasn't just like constantly studying all the time. So I was looking for part-time jobs for ages, but I didn't really want to do like retail. I didn't want to go into like hospitality. So I found out this job through a scholarship that I got to come to this university. The man who like runs it, he was like, you know, go directly to the university because they have jobs that are for students, so take a look at them. So I did that, and then I ended up applying for this one, and yeah, I ended up getting it, which is really good.
So how did you how did you find your part-time job? How did you sort of end up there?
I found it on Indeed, but then I went onto the actual Turtle Bay website and applied through that because sometimes that is an easier way to actually like get an interview if you do it through their actual website. But I did find it through Indeed.
So I was just walking past one day and I saw this "We are hiring" board at the dessert shop I currently work in. I just gave a call to the manager and then he asked for my CV, and then we decided to meet a couple of days later where we discussed like formal stuff like NI numbers and like BRP details and stuff. And then yeah.
As a student, how would you say you balance like work with like studies? Is that something that comes, like, does it come naturally to you? Is it something you have to figure out?
So it's something that comes with the right job. Like I used to work for a supermarket and I was working Wednesdays, Friday evenings and Sunday mornings, and like that didn't give me a social life because I couldn't really do anything because I needed to be like bed early, and then yeah. So I think I do that now by like making sure that I'm not overworking myself because my job's quite flexible and you can like pick and choose your hours, or like say when you're free and like they'll give you a shift for it. So I think it's just about like flexibility in your job.
Hi, I'm Kathy.
Hi, and I'm Alex.
And today we're bringing you on a virtual campus tour to explore some of our buildings named after our Nobel Prize winners and our famous scholars.
First off, the building that you can see behind us is the Samuel Alexander Building, aka Sam Alex. This is the home for the Faculty of Humanities, where you can learn loads about modern languages, linguistics, history, politics, and much more. We named this building after Sam Alex as he was a supporter of education provided for and by women for professional vocations. For many years, on Wednesday evenings, Sam Alex used to host open houses for every colleague and the general public.
Now that we have learned so much about Sam Alex, I am going to bring you on a tour to learn about the Arthur Lewis Building. The Arthur Lewis Building is now home to our social sciences degree like economics, politics and law. At 33 years of age, Arthur Lewis was the first ever black professor in the UK, and in 1979 he became the recipient of the Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences.
This is the Roscoe Building, named after one of our Nobel Prize winners, Henry Roscoe. Henry Roscoe was a chemist and a university administrator. He was pro-education regardless of gender, sexual orientation and religion. So this building is now the home for our physics department. And fun fact, did you know that you can find Albert Einstein's handwriting inside the building, as he once came to our university and gave a lecture on physics?
Behind us we have the Alan Turing Building, and now it's the home for our Department of Mathematics. He is often referred to as the father of modern computing. He was also famously known for leading the breaking of German Enigma code, which contributed to the victory of the First World War. As you can see behind me, we have a poster of Benedict Cumberbatch playing as Alan Turing in the Imitation Game. And interestingly, Benedict Cumberbatch was also an alumni of our university.
We're currently at the Nancy Rothwell Building, which is the home for our science and engineering courses. It opened back in 2021 and it cost around £400 million to build. There are a lot of teaching and learning rooms that are flexible, that you can explore, and also some really cool labs, as you can see.
This building is named after Jean McFarlane, as she established the country's first nursing degree. She provided spaces to continue influencing healthcare professionals of the future. And this is now the building for nursing and midwifery.
We're now at Coupland Building 3. This used to be our old medical building. It first opened its doors back in 1874, with formal medicine teaching starting 60 years prior. We are proud to have been the first institution to offer formal medicine teaching in the country.
There are so much more buildings to explore on campus, but for now, thanks for watching.
Welcome back. We're now joined again by Humna, Aurora, and also the fantastic Sam.
Hello.
Sam is a linguistics graduate from the university, and we'll be chatting in further detail with Sam later on. But now, we're all on the couch ready for a quiz. So, plan is, with all the new students potentially coming to Manchester for the first time, we thought this would be a great opportunity to have a Manchester quiz. So please do, those at home, pop your answers in the comments, and we'll also be playing along here. Are you guys ready?
I think so, yeah.
You guys at home ready? Hopefully. Right. Okay.
Pray they are.
Question 1 says, right, first up, a bread roll. People call it many things up and down the country, but in Manchester, what are they most likely to call it? Option A roll. Option B, a bap. Option 3, a muffin. Option 4, a cob. Option 5, a balm.
Ooh.
So to repeat, we have a roll, a bap, a muffin, a cob, and a balm.
I'm going to go for balm, I think.
Yeah.
Sam going for balm.
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 Bap.
Bap.
Bit of a curveball there.
Alrighty,
I wasn't expecting so many options, if I'm honest.
Okay, so the answer to question 1 is a balm. Yeah.
Yes.
Alrighty. After that excitement, it's time for question 2.
Have we said we're going to win yet? Are we going to win a prize or anything?
Yeah, give us some motivation.
The happiness of knowing that you know Manchester should be enough.
That is enough, yeah.
Enough.
That is enough.
Good.
Thank you.
Right. Second question we have is, what is a ginnel?
Do we have options?
We have no options for this. So, I can make up some options if you'd like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Oh God.
Do you know the right answer?
I do have the right answer. I just have
that's
no
good.
options. So, Oh crumbs, this is much harder than I was expecting. Anyway, okay, right. We'll go with whoever gets closest. Starting with you, Sam, what do you reckon a Ginnell might be?
I hope there's not anyone from Manchester in the comments, because it'll probably...
if only someone lived in Manchester here. Oh,
all her life.
My whole life.
Is it maybe like a small Guinness?
Interesting. No comment. Aurora?
For me, it just sounds like a name.
A name?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Humna?
Giddle, right?
A Ginnell.
Ginnell.
Yes.
Okay. I have no idea.
Make up something.
I will, if something comes to mind.
Anything like the cups, the water?
I feel like maybe something to do with, money. Maybe like a very small amount of money.
Right, so we have a name, a small Guinness, and something to do with money.
This is really cool. That's not good.
I think I'd like to try and be able to pick a winner here, but I think there's no real way I can connect all of these. So the answer is that a Ginnell is an alleyway.
So is it the name of an alleyway?
No, it's just an alleyway is called a Ginnell in Manchester. Right. Okay, well, after that disappointment, on to question 3. Manchester is a city of firsts. It was the first industrial city, the place where the first professional football league was created, and the filming location for the first ever episode of Top of the Pops. Ernest Rutherford also made a pretty important first when working at the University of Manchester in 1917. But what was it? I do have options this time, but only 3. Right. Option A, he was the first person to split the atom. Option B, he was the first person to discover graphene. Or option C, he invented the first computer. What do we think, folks?
What's the question? Who's the person again?
Ernest Rutherford also made a pretty important first when working at the University of Manchester in 1917. But what was it?
Oh no. I'm going to go with C.
He invented the first computer.
Yeah.
Aurora?
A.
Going in strong there, with being the first person to split the atom. And finally, but not least, Humna.
I'm going to go with B, graphene.
Oh, it's a split result across the contestants. Well, for a few seconds more for those at home, the correct answer actually is option A.
Yeah!
He was the first person to split the atom. But, fun fact, the other 2 firsts also happened here at the University of Manchester.
Because I know the computer was Alan Turing, is that right?
Okay, but then you said Ernest Rutherford. Can't change your answer now.
No, that means
Yes.
I know it, so I avoid this.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, my apologies. Anyways, right, on to the next question. What are the main ingredients to a Manchester tart? We do have options.
Good.
Option A, raspberry, coconut, and cherries. Option B, bananas, peanuts, and cream. Option C, marmalade, vanilla, and currants. So to repeat, it's raspberry, coconut, and cherries, or bananas, peanuts, and cream, or C, marmalade, vanilla, and currants.
I'm going to go with C.
Me too, C.
2 for C.
If I was going to say C, but I'll go B to be different.
Well, the answer is A.
No.
Raspberry, coconut, and cherries.
We don't have happiness now.
Has anybody got an answer right so far?
No.
I don't think so.
I think we got maybe
No,
one
the
at the start.
Oh yeah, you guys
Yeah,
got
the
bomb.
bomb, and I got the A. Yeah.
Nice.
Right. So, final question, the decider. Your hearts must be racing. I can sense the suspense in the room already. For question 5, what is Manchester's latest big music arena? Is it A, the AO Arena, B, Co-op Live, or C, the Academy?
Co-op Live.
Co-op Live.
Yep.
Well, the answer is in fact Co-op Live. Yeah. The other two, the Academy is right here on the campus, and the AO Arena is in the centre of town near Victoria Station. But the Co-op Live is the latest new opened arena here in Manchester by the Manchester City Etihad Stadium. Fantastic. Okay. And that concludes our mini quiz. But obviously, there is so much more to Manchester still to learn for our new students. Up next, we have a challenge video where myself and Aurora were put on opposing teams as we battled to do as many fun Manchester activities in just 2 hours. Here's how we got on.
For students, Manchester is one of the biggest and most popular cities in the UK. We compiled a list of 100 free or cheap things to do in Manchester and printed it on a scratch map. But in just 2 hours, how many things can you do for free or very low cost? That's the challenge we set these two teams of Manchester students. Our students have just 2 hours to visit as many as they can and scratch them off as they go, taking a selfie at each spot.
How are we going to do? Yeah, we're going to eat them up. They better run.
I think I might be about to die, actually.
Starting now.
After you guys?
Thank you.
Thank you. 2.1.
Team A headed to the Students' Union to ambush a meeting by one society in hope of joining their ranks. The Students' Union boasts over 400 societies. This ranges from the Student Radio Station and the Gigs and Bands Society to more political societies and that of the Cheese and Wine Society.
As many boxes as we can from our 100 things to do thing. We've got like a cameraman.
Time is against us. There is another society that is going on right now. Issue is, there's a coup kind of against me and I got kicked out.
Oh, okay.
General Secretary was ripped away from me.
Oh my God. But I'm the president of a cultural society.
Oh, could you honorarily give us membership?
It's free! Wait, sign up to my society! Sign up now! Catalan Society.
Team B multitasked in their approach, joining a society on their phone while heading down Oxford Road to go charity shopping.
Oh, it's closed. So what do we do?
A rocky start for both teams.
Rethink our strategy.
Why did they want Google if it was open?
There we go. Explode.
Okay.
Right, guys, we're lost. We just need a selfie. Stop.
Team A succeeded in getting lost in the Samuel Alexander building, home to our arts, languages and cultures courses, before heading out and joining a society, donating to their cause and getting a sweet treat in return.
Lost. Yes.
With Islamic Society, so what we're doing is we are essentially providing free maternal health care to women in rural areas across the world.
Both teams headed at the same time to Manchester Museum, right on campus. But it was Team B who got their selfie with an ancient mummy and joined a society.
4.
Mummy's done.
Okay. Excuse me, and we've done a literature society.
And we have done academic.
Chris, take a picture of us.
With your, oh, yeah. a photo of your sign-ups.
Are we in for it?
No, but we need to be in them.
That's true, it could be anybody. Right.
Team A headed off to the enormous engineering building to study in one of its many spaces. But soon the cracks began to show as Harry suggested a change in tactic.
It's 33 minutes to the donkey sanctuary.
Where is that?
Well, it's a Uber away, which is on our budget, and I think a donkey sanctuary sounds such good fun. The Uber is 1 minute away.
Wait, how far is it?
I want to see the donkeys.
Why did you not? Where is it?
We could borrow the donkeys as transport to get around Manchester.
Where is it? I feel
Quite
like
far away.
Like
it's a 15-minute Uber.
Where?
Like that way.
So towards like Fallowfield?
A bit further out than that.
Oh, like Stockport? That is so far away.
But it's only
but then we could go charity
No,
shops.
no, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Let's see what time it is when we go to the party house. If we have time, we can go to the dump factory and stop there. I think let's hit city center. See what we have time for.
Yeah, let's do city center.
Guys, you have to work out who are the true winners here. The ones who went to the most places, or those who got to hang out with donkeys. I think you just have to take a step back and think about what the goals of life are.
Daniela and Dorsa won the battle this time, and the team decided to leave the donkeys and instead explored up Oxford Road. Meanwhile, Team B were beginning to show cracks too. Manchester is very much a walkable city, but for Andrea, that wasn't part of the plan.
Why are we walking? Because it's just there. But are we getting a bus after? No, because we're in town. Oh my god. Are you joking? No, we're in town. Are you consent to walking? Guys, how far away is the statue?
Eventually, the team visited two statues in Manchester city centre, one to recognise Vimto as a Manchester export, and another to show respect to former Manchester academic and Enigma codebreaker Alan Turing.
Well, the next bit is the Chinese Arch in Chinatown.
Okay.
Which is like 5 minutes away.
Yeah. And then?
Art Gallery.
Right.
And then Peterloo Memorial and the Central Library, which are all within St. Peter's Square.
Okay.
And then the Catholic Church, which is just behind the Town Hall.
Oh my god.
And then we have to decide.
I think after that we can go to North Quarter.
Oh yeah, we can go to
Northern Quarter.
But that would be a bit more of a journey.
So calculate which one's quickest.
Well, we do.
So we do that circle
We'll do that
first.
circle first
Yeah.
and then work out. Let's go. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Fine.
Come on, guys.
Maybe
we'll have fun then.
After planning, both teams took selfies in the famous Chinatown and then headed off in separate directions.
To Fanny Jackson's we go.
I think donkeys probably should be ruled out, to be honest.
A compromise was made in Team A, as Harry agreed to never mention donkeys again if he could use some of their finite budget to quench his thirst.
Lime?
So, yeah, let's check. Wait,
sorry.
Meanwhile, Team B headed off to the Central Library.
No,
Chris, you're so funny, you know.
I have to do this first.
Pick it up. Do a canal walk on Canal Street. Okay. That's two things in one. I feel like you're not taking in this information. I feel like the buffalo is like
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to get some water, I think.
Good idea. Was this shot not good enough?
No, I think I might be about to die, actually.
This is my attitude.
Back with Team A, refueled and potentially drunk, they headed down the Manchester Canal and ended up at Canal Street, home of our gay village with clubs, bars, restaurants and cafes in abundance.
I was scared for your life. Chess. Careful.
Down.
That brings us up to the art gallery. Okay. As well as the portico. As well as central library.
Amazing.
So, onwards we go, which is this way. Across the water? Okay. No. Across the bridge. Across the bridge. Okay.
Manchester is home to so many art galleries and museums, with the Whitworth right on campus. On this occasion, the teams decided to visit the Manchester Art Gallery. Right round the corner is the beautiful Portico Library. Trouble hit Team A though, as it was closed for an event. Team B, however, strutted straight past the sign and persuaded a member of staff to let them in for a selfie.
That sent me. That sent me.
The Peterloo Memorial in Deansgate commemorates the Peterloo Massacre. In 1819, 18 people died at this site following a political gathering of working-class people who were demanding a reform to parliamentary representation. Team B refueled at the Piccadilly food markets.
Spicy beef and rice.
Refreshed and ready to get their steps in, the team perused the Northern Quarter, an area full of trendy bars and quirky shops at the heart of the city. They finally got to look around a charity shop and also mooched around a record shop before heading to the famous Affleck's Palace, with 3 floors of eclectic shops and fun cafes.
Got 45 minutes. Gonna go and see some street art. We've got to I don't know what we've got to do, I'm so tired.
We should sit down and have a drink.
Yeah, sit down and have a drink. And then we've got 45 minutes, we've got to be at Castlefield Bowl to...
We can take the tram.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
and then walk along the
Where's
canyon.
Cheatham Library?
Chetham's Library is by the cathedral near Victoria Station.
We didn't go to the oldest Catholic church.
We didn't.
Christopher?
Should we go and take a picture of some street art and shout at me later?
Yeah. I actually kind of wanted to go there as well. Okay, we're here. Oh, this is gorgeous. This is really nice. Let's take one next to Endless Love, Endless Love. Oh. No, on this mural. Let's take one on this mural.
The Northern Quarter is also home to beautiful street art, cafes and bookshops. As well as cheap buses, the city is also connected by trams, which make up the B network. On the other side of town, Team A tapped out of the tram and had a look around Roman forts in Castlefield. They then stopped for a brew so Dorsa could complete the Stellify Award. This is an award that goes on your academic record after you've completed certain activities during your time with us, such as volunteering.
Is this what your last Stellify thing?
It is. It's the last thing I need to complete to get my Stellify award. Welcome to the Workplace Ethics Challenge. I think we should get a selfie right about now.
Don't you have to complete it though?
The team then headed to the Baby in the Science and Industry Museum. The Baby is the first ever stored program computer and was made at the university.
Okay, now go.
In a hurry to make the deadline, the team sprinted to the final destination, whereas Team B headed to the pub.
Well, I'd quite like to read this, but looks like we're off.
And they will sell me booze, right?
Yes.
Because it's got boats.
Oh wow, that's beautiful.
This is so beautiful. Is this like an amphitheater?
Castlefield Bowl is an outdoor space, home to performances ranging from music, theatre and comedy. But it's Team A who'd have to perform Patience for half an hour, while Team B
But it says check out Manchester Skybox at Castlefield.
ordered another drink. Abandoning plans of the tram, Team B hopped in a taxi,
I always think this,
while Team A waited. Eventually the teams reunited. Following point deductions for lateness, the competition ended in a draw and everyone went home friends.
You should go down the steps.
To be honest, I just think their behaviour is pretty disgusting.
It's not acceptable, is it?
It's just, you know,
I feel like they should be penalised.
not only do I think they should be disqualified, I think they should probably be fired from the university.
We've brought together all 100 of our free and cheap things to do in Manchester on the webpage in our description. Why not head there and check them out now?
Welcome back. I think we can all agree I should have had the opportunity to go and see those donkeys. And for those of you who have just joined us, that sentence is probably incredibly confusing. But anyways, moving on. Let's get underway with our next guest on the show today, and that is Sam. Sam,
Hello.
thank you so much for joining us. How's it going?
All good, how are you?
I'm great.
Good.
So, am I right in saying, Sam, you're a recent graduate?
Yeah, so I graduated 2 years ago from linguistics and yeah, still in Manchester, enjoying myself.
Fantastic. And so you were here for 3 years?
Yeah, 3 years.
3 years. And how would you summarise those 3 years? No pressure.
It's quite a lot. Quite a lot happened. It was quite a whirlwind of a 3 years course, and just like meeting a lot of new people. To summarise, I'd probably say that I had a lot of good times meeting new people, doing things that I love doing.
Yeah. It's sort of one of those things with university is there's probably no other time in your life where you come, like, so many people just come and go, like wherever you are, in your course, in societies, in the pub, you'll meet so many people, and that's probably one of the key things about university is just you make so many connections, and many of those you'll probably carry into later life with you. And so during your university experience, what would you say your favourite thing was?
My favourite thing was probably being in a place where we've got so much we can do that differs from the other thing. So like one day you could be going out to like a club or something, and then the next day you're going to the Peak District or the Lake District. So there's like just endless things that you can do, and you can't really get bored. I'd say, yeah, that's probably it. It's just like the variety of things you can do in Manchester.
Yeah. Am I right in thinking, Sam, that you're a music lover?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Of course,
Great.
like everyone else.
So, how would you describe the music scene in Manchester?
I'd say it's like probably the most inclusive that I've been around, and everyone, there's like a space for everyone. There's a lot of different genres, a lot of different cultures, and it's like a good melting pot for everything. Like there's a lot of history in Manchester with music, but also a lot of current things that are happening. And like we did the video with Chris the other day, and like you can see in that there's just so much you can do, and like there's space for everyone, and that's kind of like, it kind of reflects what Manchester's all about, which is just really nice.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the amount of sort of just diversity across the whole entire city and university is one of like the key selling points, I reckon, of being up here in Manchester compared to other places.
Yeah, definitely.
So, what would you say your top tips would be for students coming to join us this year?
Top tips, I'd probably say when you start, don't feel too pressured to join in with a lot of like the stuff in the first few weeks, because I think I maybe did. Maybe you're like the opposite of me, where I was like, I stayed away from doing the freshers stuff in the first few weeks.
Oh, controversial.
Did you do similar? Did you stay in? Did you?
Ooh. On the topic of freshers, this is
Yeah.
a quick one. I know a lot of people are probably talking about this. Fresher wristbands, okay?
Yeah, see, I didn't get one.
Across all my friends over the last 3 years, I don't think there's a single person who wishes they got a fresher wristband. They are definitely not required. For those of you currently wondering, on each night, probably you and your flatmates or housemates will probably decide which club you want to go to, and I can assure you, it won't be the one included in your fresher wristband.
Yeah, so I felt quite smug when I didn't have a wristband and my friends were going to these club nights,
And your
I
bank
was
account
like,
was probably 50 quid.
yeah, exactly. But I would say, I mean, like obviously don't just, like sit in your room all the time, but also just like take it in your stride, and if you like certain things, do that rather than going out drinking all the time, because maybe that's just not for you, and you know it's part of what university culture's become. But I don't think it's really what everyone like. And no one really wants to do that all the time. So like I just say join a bunch of societies and do what you love.
Yeah, I think there might be some people coming to Manchester in the next few weeks who are concerned that freshers is just a case of drinking until Sainsbury's runs out of vodka, but that's not the case. If you want to take it slower, there's so many opportunities to explore the city. In fact, I think it was in my first week I spent a lot of the day getting to know the inner city, and really, there's so many like really cool like nooks and crannies you find as you explore the Northern Quarter, and you pop down the stairs and you're in the coolest vintage store you've ever seen in your life. So you don't have to spend the day hungover drinking in the evenings. If you want to explore with your friends, I'm sure there's going to be a huge number of people just like you in a similar boat.
Yeah.
So, with that note, how would you describe the process of moving away from home and living with other people?
Well, I grew up in quite a bit of a bubble. I was in a small town near Brighton, and I was at the same school and the same A level for like the first until I was 18, and then moved here when I was 19. So, like you're saying, like it takes a while to like familiarise yourself with your surroundings and sort of get used to being in a busier place. And like even getting on the bus, I used to be knackered just like coming home after uni, going on a bus, and like just like I would just recommend just like with taking time with like doing exercise, going out to like going on walks to Lake Districts and stuff like that. But yeah, I'd say when moving in with new people, just make friends with them, but just you don't have to be good friends with them for the next 3 years. You can meet people outside of who you're living with, and there's no pressure on being best friends with anyone in the first few months.
And try to avoid Platzest. That's my... Anyways, yeah, right.
You can put it like that.
Right.
That's a horrible term for it.
Yeah. So you're now a graduate, aren't you, Sam?
Yeah, I am.
And you're still in Manchester.
Yeah,
So
I'm still
the question
still
I
kicking
have for
about.
you, Sam, is since graduating and during your time, would you now say that you see Manchester as a home?
Yeah, I think so. I don't really go back that much anymore. So this is basically where I am now. This is me. So I've got a lot of friends up here, and everything I do is based around Manchester. So I'm at home in Manchester.
Great. Wow.
That was a delayed response.
Got used to the rain. The rain's fine, honestly, guys. I overdo it. Just coming from the south. Sometimes.
It's not as bad as it's made out to be.
No.
It's part of the fun.
It is indeed. It is indeed. Well, on that note, Sam, thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure.
And Sam is now going to head back and manage some of the comments on the YouTube live stream. So feel free to ask as many questions as you can and keep him busy because we're paying him by the hour. Now then, anyways, we now have a couple of clips to show you. First up, we're heading over to one of our Sporticipate sessions to show what sport offerings we have here in Manchester, and then our students are going to speak to you about some of the units they've studied here at Manchester that are completely unconnected to their degree.
We just thought we'd come out, test it, really liked it. Like, I've not done stuff like this before. It was really good. So yeah, 4th time here, and I'm like looking forward because they're doing more sessions now. So it's good to come back.
I used to play netball in school for quite a few years, and then it's been a really long time now, but I thought I'd just come and try it again, see if I still enjoyed it, try and meet people here and have fun. The highlight, probably this game, because I nearly got it in from outside the circle on my first try. That would have been the highlight if I'd got it in.
Yeah, we actually do have programs for people trying out sports for the first time. So it's called Sporticipate program. So it's free for all students. And there is like over 80 different recreational sports that you could try. So I would say that just have some courage, come, and even if you're not comfortable with doing sports because it's the very first for you, you could sit in, and then when you're comfortable, you could go into the sport.
If you're not confident, I think everyone's in the same situation. Like if you're starting something new, we're all going to be in the same place. So just get involved.
I think just give it a go, try something, even if you don't think you're going to be very good at it, just have a go, come, be open to people, chat to the people that are there, and just try and enjoy yourself.
As part of my geography degree, each semester I got the opportunity to take some free choice modules either within the geography department with some optional topics, or I could go completely outside of the discipline and do a language or a UCIL course. So far, I've completed 3 UCIL modules, one of which was looking at human and natural disasters and tackling environmental damage, and the others were part 1 and part 2 of a broader UCIL module on the UN Sustainable Development Goals. These stood out to me not only for their relevance in the world right now, but also in the way that they're taught and examined. UCIL by nature is interdisciplinary, so whenever there was a group project, I'd be working with engineers and biologists and historians, and there'd be a whole host of new approaches that I wouldn't have otherwise considered.
I chose to do a UCIL course because it's very unique to UM. It's offered here. There are many different discussions that we have weekly. It was very good because I got to engage with other students across different degrees and have discussions which were graded, and as well as having a lot of coursework. There were no exams at the end as well, so it was very flexible and suited to my studies.
My experience studying Why China Matters was overall an amazing one. It was a totally online module, which meant that I was like really flexible with my working hours and like how I decided to tackle it, which was really nice because a lot of my modules for my degree, like biochemistry, involve a lot of in-person aspects. So it was nice to be able to like sort of fit my Why China Matters content in and around that.
One thing I would tell to a person that would like to take UCIL unit is go for it, because whether it's related to your degree or not, if it is something of your interest, it will definitely pay off the time, the effort, the actual content learned, because it's something that you could use in the future, in your life, and that's the most important thing. That's what essentially you go to uni for.
Right.
Welcome back. So now it's time to turn the tables, as we have some quick fire questions for you, Harry. Are you ready?
Not really, but let's get started.
So first of all, what's your favourite club to go to in Manchester?
Well, it's one of those things. Manchester has so many clubs, but for me, I really love having the quick walk back home at the end of the night. So for me, it's got to be 256 and a 256 Tuesday. If there's one thing you have to do in your first year, experience a good night at 256 Tuesday or a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Top advice.
Good. Next question is for me. What's your best experience in Manchester so far?
Ooh, so I'd say one of my best experiences that I'm on the university sailing team. And as a part of that, I get to travel around to different universities and go on nights out with different universities all around the country, which is really fun. But in doing so, the accommodation is that you have a sailing team crammed into another student's kitchen in one of the other cities. So there's nothing more fun than it's like a massive sleepover, like you had when you were young, but now in university. And I think there was one event in Liverpool where there was 20 of us crammed into a university hall's kitchen, and it was just such a wild experience that there just wasn't enough floor space for all of us to sleep.
Did you ever sleep?
I think I settled up on the kitchen countertop, which was like, I really hope I don't roll in my sleep. But we look back on that and just remember it with like such funny memories. I mean, there was no sleep. It was about -3, but
at least your Instagram stories look really amazing.
Well, I don't think anyone was jealous, but definitely a top memory for all of us involved.
And how would you describe Manchester if you had only 3 words?
Just 3 words? Okay, right. Word 1, energetic. This city has such a buzz to it. I mean, I'm coming from not a small place, I'm from Reading, but just in comparison, like when I go home, I walk out of Reading station and go, well, where is everyone? There's literally no one around compared to like Manchester, where there's always just like a buzz of something's going on. There's always some entertainment. So yeah, word number 1 is buzz. No, it wasn't buzz, what was it? Energetic. Energetic, there we go. Let's change that to buzz. Second
Fits
word.
with the bee theme.
Exactly. Second word, I think I'm going to go for diverse. I mean, no matter who you are, what you're into, there's something for you in Manchester. There's so many different activities you can be doing at any time of the day. Like, I don't know how many other cities you can decide to go out at Wednesday on a Sunday night at 3 in the morning and there'll be somewhere to go. But in Manchester, there's not just one place. There'll be several opportunities, and you know, whatever you're into, whether it be sailing, archery, punting, I'm sure you'll find a place to do it in Manchester, or at least near Manchester.
Third and final word.
Oh, crumbs! One more. Okay.
The wall is so silent.
Do you want to go back to energetic?
Yeah, you know what? Let's separate these up. A buzz and energetic. I think I probably have provided enough description for those 3 words, so we're going to go buzz, energetic, and diverse. Final answer.
Lovely. So, next question is, what's your favourite way to get around the city?
Oh, so for me that's an easy one. I'm a cyclist, and for me, I think cycling is definitely the best way around Manchester. Despite having the busiest bus route in the whole of Europe, connecting us from Fallowfield to the university, for me, I've always been a cyclist, and it's my preferred way to get around. And you don't have to have your own bike. So in Manchester, we have our own version of the Boris bikes, which are called the Starling Bank bikes. And a top tip there is to pre-purchase your minutes before you rent them. I think you can purchase 100 minutes for £5. So it's actually a really cost-effective way to get around the city. And you know, then you don't have to worry about having your own bike maintenance, and yeah, I'd highly recommend you check it out.
Yeah, just one more question. It's very random. Just I'm wondering, if you have your own bike, how do you like try your best to keep it safe?
Yes, I mean, I believe the university offers a system of subsidised bike locks. So I definitely inquire about that if you don't have your own. But I think I've had my bike now for 3 years, and I have a gold rated D-lock. I think that's my key advice, is have a gold rated D-lock and you can't go wrong, as well as probably having some bike insurance. So I have quite a nice bike, and I think I pay around about £9 to £10 a month, and that has me fully covered in case the unfortunate event of my bike being stolen happened. But just make sure you have a good D-lock and preferably have some insurance.
That's great, but that question doesn't count in my question.
Oh.
So my question is, what would you do more in the next year?
Oh, right. What would I do more in the next year? Okay. Probably attend lectures. I must be honest, I'm going into 3rd year now, and it's probably time to really crack down and really make use of all the facilities and learning available in a university. So I think I'd say don't be scared to go to office hours. Obviously, as a fresher coming in, it could be quite intimidating, the idea to go and sit potentially one-on-one with your lecturer. But I think what you have to remember is that at the end of the day, these lecturers are no different to your teachers, and they are here to help you. And if you have any questions, or if there's a specific part of a module you're struggling in, don't be afraid to go and ask for help, and they'll be more than happy to oblige.
100%.
And now that we've covered what you want to do more of, what do you think you want to do less of next year?
Oh, that's a great question. From a university point of view, there's nothing I'd want to do less of, because there's just so many opportunities to grab. So I wish I was less distracted with other things to allow me to spend more time exploring Manchester and making memories here. So to answer your question, it would probably be to spend less time thinking about my ex. And on that note,
Alright, should we move on to the next question?
Moving on.
What's your best go-to student meal on a budget?
So for lunchtime, I'm definitely a wrap of the day kind of guy. £1.99 student wraps.
Yeah.
Student wraps, just wraps, fantastic. Also, a little top hack for students is, you might have not heard of McDonald's Food for Thoughts. So when you get your receipt from McDonald's, there's a little code which you can enter into a website, which basically allows you to sort of rate your service at McDonald's on that day, and in exchange you get a voucher for a Big Mac and medium fries for £2.99.
Wow.
Which is a pretty good
That's a
deal.
good tip.
Definitely don't have Big Macs and medium fries every single day. Get your vegetables, kids. Definitely get your vegetables.
All right.
Yeah.
Move on. Next question. Have you been part of the any societies, and what would you recommend?
I have. Yeah. So I am now the president of the Sailing Society. So shameless plug. Great society. Highly recommend it. But you know, there's hundreds and hundreds of societies. I also used to be a part of the Dance Fitness Society. Bit of a rogue one. Wouldn't expect that from me, but it was good fun. And really, in most cases, I think it's just, you have to make sure you come along to the freshers' fairs and also the sports fairs, because that's the best opportunity to get to explore all the societies and connect with those, and you know, see if it's something you're interested in. And you know, those first few weeks of university, you're going to be very, very busy, but I'd take every opportunity to sort of attend as most of those sort of first initial meetings with the societies as possible. You don't have to continue with them for the rest of the year. Most societies offer like a couple of weeks where you get to sort of try it out, see if you fancy it. They have taster days, and only then do you sort of have to potentially pay for that semester or year. But really, those first couple of weeks, just try out as much as possible and see what you like and go from there.
Nice. And just to wrap up our questions, what would you say is your biggest piece of advice for students coming in now?
That's a great question. I think my biggest piece of advice would be, in your first year, no one ever looks back and says, I did too much. I mean, no one ever says that. All you're going to regret is not taking enough of the opportunities that come your way. So, you know, when your friend says, come on, let's do this, and you say, oh, I'm tired, I'm going to go to bed, realistically, sleep comes back, but those memories don't. And so, obviously, there is a limit, but no one ever remembers their time they spent in their bedroom alone It's the time they spent outside making friends and making those core memories which you'll probably remember for the rest of your life. So all I can say is really during your first couple of weeks especially, but your whole entire time at university, just grab opportunities, because this is the best time of your life and you have to make it. You just have to make every minute count.
Fantastic, I totally agree with you. Well, up next we have 2 videos. One from our Students' Union New Executive Officer team, which explains what their role is and what the Students' Union actually is. The other one is about the recent graduates are giving their advice to new students like you. Let's see it.
The Students' Union is a charity organisation that is governed by elected officers. We're here to advocate and represent student interests in different areas, so we have a wide range of activity.
We run campaigns, for example, stuff like Reclaim the Night, about raising awareness of sexual assault.
It also provides a social function, helping you to make friends and enjoy your time here at university.
We also do grants and stuff, where for those who are dealing with sort of financial issues.
And we've got the main central hub on campus as well, which has loads of our facilities such as the 532 bar, the advice service, all different food outlets downstairs.
That's a really hard one. So many. We represent and advocate for students in different areas of the institution, so we can speak to the university. We're essentially bridging the gap between the university and students.
It allows you to have a voice and a say in things that go on within the university, within the union, and also within your wider community.
We help with societies, we help fund societies, which is great for getting students out and getting them active. But we also have, again, Union Assembly, which passes through motions which have student opinions, and it can basically just get students' voices heard. We also have rep systems which are good on courses, and if something's not going so well, you can report that to your rep, and we oversee that here at the Students' Union.
You can get involved by joining a society, joining a campaign group, just coming into the union and seeing what's going on and joining in with things. Even down to just buying a coffee in the cafe, you're still taking part.
We've got, I think, 450 societies, so there's a lot of choice. There's anything from medieval recreation to crochet society.
From really broad, big ones like Islamic Society or Feminist Collective, but also really niche ones. For example, there's a society dedicated entirely to the 70s jazz rock band Steely Dan. If there isn't one that exists that already represents you, you can start up your own.
Go to our Freshers' Fair, which is at the start of term, each term, and just look at the different societies and what they have to offer. And then from there, you can come and get involved in the SU, whether that's being part of society or being part of society, which will then lead to something else, which will then lead to something else.
What's one thing every student should experience in Manchester before graduating? If I speak from the heart, Miami crispy fried chicken in Burnage. You gotta go experience it one time in your 3 years. That's what you need to experience. Speaking from the heart. Speaking from the heart, I will be honest.
One piece of advice for new students, I'd say to enjoy it, to try and make as many friends as possible, meet as many new people as possible. Also just explore Manchester, because Manchester's an incredible city, explore the university, join societies, just get involved, all that kind of stuff really.
Be yourself, don't be too hard on yourself, but still know why you're here, know what you're here for, work hard and keep your eyes on the goal.
I would just say put yourself out there. Everyone's really friendly here. I mean, when I arrived, everyone greeted me very nicely when I was entering into, my university halls. And so you just have to put yourself out there, I would say.
I'd say going out was a lot of fun. There's a lot of social stuff to do in the city. There's a lot of places to go, and there's something for everyone to do really. So I definitely say to, if you can, to try and experience that, because it's incredible in the city.
I would say don't be afraid to put yourself out there. In your first and second year, it's a bit daunting, but go out there, meet as many people as you can, make as many friends as you can. It's going to help you, and when you leave and you're eventually here, you're going to regret it if you didn't. So that's the main thing.
I would want to say
not to worry about anything. You did your best. You're going like to another phase of your life. You need to look forward to it. University is totally different than schools and what you've already seen. So have fun and don't worry about anything. You did your best, and yeah, that's all.
Like, go into the centre, and I didn't really do that as much as I wished, but there's more to Manchester than just Fallowfield, so go and explore all the sort of stuff in the centre, because there's a lot of cool stuff to do there.
Yeah, keep plodding on. You know what you're good at, and just keep going at it. Especially if it's something that, like a STEM subject like us, just you know it, and there'll be bumps in the road when you go to university. But yeah, no, just don't stop. Just keep going. You'll do just fine. Yeah.
I would say give it a chance.
Yeah.
When we first came, both of us, we cried a lot. And then after about a week, we just settled in so much and we were so happy, and we're so glad that we stayed and saw it through.
Yeah, 100%. Stick it out through freshers.
Yeah.
Stick it out through the homesickness. It will get better, I promise.
Yes.
Right, folks, we're coming to an end for today's Live from Manchester. Once again, a massive congratulations to all our new students. We're really looking forward to you joining all of us in Manchester in September. We still have plenty more for you to get involved in today. Aurora is presenting our Instagram story takeover on the official UOM Instagram, where you can ask her any questions that you desire. And I'll be hosting a TikTok Live also on the official UOM at 3 PM today as well, where I'll be answering all of your questions. Also, remember, we're running a competition. Share your pictures or videos of you celebrating today and tag with #HelloUM, and you could get your own personalised mug like these. For now, I hope you have a lovely day celebrating as we leave you with a few more congratulations messages from some of our Manchester community.
Congratulations to everyone who's going to start here at the University of Manchester in September. You will. So I started, actually it was back in 1992 when I first came here. And my undergraduate years, I had 3 years as an undergraduate, were some of the best years of my life by a long way. So my advice to you is seize the opportunity. Yes, enjoy your subjects, do your work, but also Manchester is a great city. So do not forget to have a brilliant time.
Hello, my name's Lauren Rosegreen, and I wanted to say a massive congratulations to everyone on their A-level results. Going to the University of Manchester was the best decision I ever made. I made friends and memories that will last a lifetime, and I'm so excited for what lies ahead for you.
Congratulations on your fantastic results, and welcome to the University of Manchester. Stay open-minded and make friends with people from different backgrounds. Also enjoy the city, Manchester.
Hi, congratulations for getting into Manchester. Make the most of every minute because this 3 years will absolutely fly by. I graduated in 2014 and the past 10 years have just flew. Good luck, everyone.
I just wanted to say a huge congratulations on all your hard work. We are so happy that you picked the University of Manchester. You are meant to be here no matter how bumpy your journey may have been. I hope to see you all soon, and remember to try new things.